Here's 5 tricks that all good bards know in Pathfinder 2e. Number 1. Melee combat. Believe it or not, bards can actually be good in melee combat. They have 2 things that most spellcasters have to take an archetype to get. One is light armor. The other is that they have access to specific martial weapons, which most spellcasters only get access to simple weapons. Pick up the shield block general feat, and you can give your rogue, fighter, or barbarian flanking. Want access to other martial weapons? Pick up the warrior muse. Light armor not enough for you to go into melee combat? Pick up the sentinel dedication for medium armor. Or pick up the Inspired Defense Composition cantrip. Give yourself and all your allies a +1 to their AC. Bards have great options for melee combat. That, combined with their spells, makes for interesting and very effective builds. Number 2. Multifarious Muses. At level 2, bards get access to a feat called Multifarious Muse. This allows you to choose another muse, gain the feat associated with that muse, and take feats that require that muse as a prerequisite. Not only does this feat give you more options as a bard, but some bard feats do require more than one muse. For example, the Defensive Coordination bard feat requires the warrior muse, but it also requires the Inspired Defense Composition cantrip. This cantrip requires the Maestro Muse. But even if you don't need Multifarious Muse for your feats, there are very interesting and effective builds that require it. Pick up the Warrior and Enigma Muses to be a combat strategist. Get the Maestro and Polymath Muses to be the ultimate performer. You should definitely consider the Multifarious Muse feat if you're playing a bard. Number 3. Buffs and debuffs. Bards get the occult spell list. That, combined with their feats, makes them one of the best buffers and debuffers in the entire game. You might be thinking that you want to focus in on one of them. For most classes, focusing in on one thing is good. But like the alchemist, the bard needs a little bit of flexibility. It is incredibly easy to buff allies and debuff enemies as a bard. Make your foe clumsy with a spell, and then use Inspire Courage to give all your allies a +1 to hits. That way, you're giving your allies an effective +2 to even +3 to hit a target. And if the barbarian has the foe grappled, it's even better. Or another option is to frighten a foe with the Fear spell, and then use Inspire Defense to make it even harder for foes to hit party members. Because you're giving the foe at least an effective -2 to hit your friends. Plus, bards have access to one of the best first level debuff spells in the entire game. That being Phantom Pain. The only first level spell in the entire game that can give the Sickened condition, which is even better than Frightened. Make sure you can at least consider Phantom Pain as one of your signature spells. Number 4. Medicine. One thing that bards aren't very good at is healing allies. Yeah, they've got the Soothe spell, but that's only single target. They've also got the Healing Hymn Composition spell, but again, only single target. And both of these options spend resources that could be better spent. However, bards can be one of the best out of combat healers in the game. Take Battle Medicine to heal yourself and allies in combat without spending resources. Take Continual Recovery to heal a bunch of people fast. You can even take Ward Medic to heal a bunch of people with one check. Medicine skill feats are nothing to sneeze at, and bards tend to have high wisdom anyway. So if you want to heal people as a bard, take that medicine skill. Just make sure you pick up those healer's tools so you can actually use it. Number 5. Intimidation. Like the barbarian, bards can be really good at intimidation. However, as a bard, we don't have to worry about the concentrate trait. Also, bards are charisma based, which means they're going to be better at single target intimidation than the barbarian is. They can pick up all intimidation skill feats as long as they meet the prerequisites and actually use them. Intimidating glare? No problem. Battle cry? Sure. Scare to death? Absolutely, as long as we're legendary in Intimidation. The list goes on. Bards don't have a lot of spare actions, but if you do, consider using Intimidation, especially if you don't want to use the Fear spell. And that's going to do it for this video. If you want Google Sheets for my teamwork builds, you can check out the Patreon page. Also, let me know what other classes I should cover in this series. And until next time, teamwork is vital.